clock has bled down to the last. The Capitals have gotten to the neutral zone. Muscled right off. That's the end. Good work by Oshie. One. Nice work with that stick. Knocked it away. Chip to Kuznetsov. Solid work there by Hemsky. They've got a long way to go on this one. They can move it fast, but they're up against the clock. Nice work by Hemsky. Lots of pressure right now. They've got to break that. Period one has been completed here. The coaches have to be satisfied with the defensive work and the goaltending, but there is a challenge ahead for these offenses. We have 20 minutes down. We have lots of time still to go. What are your thoughts so far, Edzo?
So we head to the second dock with no score. I would imagine both coaches would like to see more shots, more people, more traffic. And when you do that, you create second and third chance opportunities, making life difficult for the goaltenders.
Wonderful stop. Keeps and covers. The Capitals win that faceoff. To the point it comes. Stick save on the changing shot. Nearing the last minute of this middle period.
One minute left in the second period.
Two periods played and neither team has scored yet. And so, perhaps the third, perhaps not. Period number 3 is underway. The goaltenders have been spectacular and still no score. Quickly back. He's got it. That's great defense. Long lead pass to Wilson. The Oil Kings love the puck in their own end. A superb hit. A great hockey play there.
Heaton's going to have to gather himself after taking that hit solidly. He was not aware where everybody was.
Late in the game, the outcome is still in doubt. Up bumpy rides ahead.
One minute left in the third period.
The Oil Kings with a neutral zone possession along the wing. Scorches one. Save. Cut that pass in his own end. On to Wilson. What a performance, and it's not over yet. These guys will play on in overtime.
Looking for a way to show love for your team? Don't forget Team Hack.
Sudden death overtime has started. If no one scores here, we'll go to a shootout. Lets a shot go. Ooh, what a break. Shot hit the man. Steps in from the neutral zone. Shoots. Just couldn't find the target.
When the puck sounds hard when it hits the end boards, that means you've missed the net. Scoring chance is handed away.
And in flight over the line. The glove like lightning. Covers for a faceoff. They win the draw. Now can they get it out? He's in on an onside play. Seeks the corner. And the overtime is finished. And the siren goes.
Players have different skill sets, and it's up to the coach.
Hey, kiddos, we're back. I didn't think it was going to end that way. That was kind of iffy at best. Clearly, you can see up top right there, I am controlling beep beep runner Kinoye in the defensive third, and I thought my human CPU was on this puck here. Clearly not. Gets beat to it. Gets beat to. He is hitting him. I guess it might have moved the puck a little bit. Goalie's in position. Guy's not really taking a shot. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be, really. Maybe zoom a little bit, we'll see a little better. Just kind of, sure, Koozie. Yeah, you can just kind of bring your stick in, a good portion of your body just through the goalie. Easiest way to score. And then what's the reaction there? Did he hit the post after he went through? Yeah. Just kind of bouncing himself off of that. I think he just has no clue what the fuck just happened. Like anybody else was just watching that. How we go in real time? We'll zoom out a little bit. Go from a slightly different angle, I suppose. How did he get there? I mean, kind of won a face off that was. I don't know. Versus CPU, I don't tend to see that very often, so I guess I wasn't really set to have that as one of their likely options that they would choose on the face-off, and kind of unfortunate, I guess, to have it happen at that point. By the way, this has nothing to do with why we're doing this broadcast. I will get to that in a second. I just really didn't expect this to happen. I don't know what I'm doing with Kanoye there, but clearly you'll see it doesn't really matter. I'm very easily able to catch back up to the team. Messier, not being controlled by me, is catching up as well, although I think he drops back to cover the other player, which you can't really see, blocking off any passing lanes. human CPU. Tavares kind of getting schooled here by Kuzi. He does give a shove. Guess that did nothing. So we said we're gonna do real time. What's the button for? Oh, sorry, wrong. It's taking a while here. X. Okay, cool. We'll just watch it in real time. Yeah, super realistic. Lots of fun. Okay. The end. How do you end? Just first off, stop. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna hit resume. Should technically end the game. Should see our three stars accomplishments. That massive bronze pack that I didn't give a shit about at all. So as long as I completed the game and had no penalty minutes or got messed up and got 1 for 2 minutes, I'd have been fine with that. But I did go ahead and take the 5 shots on goal in the first period just to ensure that got done. That's not the change. That's the change. Did you notice it? Or do you not even have this? Because you wouldn't have this. I guess. I don't know what. If you're at 100% for normal game completion, I don't know what this screen would even show for you. If you are objectively, subjectively, not sure which, possibly the greatest NHL19 HUT content, not just creator, but distributor and host, who also happened to be in his first year as an EA game changer, the man, the myth, the legend known as No Sleeves 12, fostering sleeveless gaming. You're still going to have the top line. Now, yours is not going to say what mine says, because that's ridiculous. You've got further progress than that. However, this switched. I played the first game of this this probably final offline versus CPU challenge. Because I just really want a not end game, not 99 overall, untradeable. I want him so little that I can't even come up with it. What's his name? Brian Boyle. Yeah. I think it's a 94 overall free agency card, which I think marks, at least in the games that I played, because I skipped the whole award season and a lot of the time in there, kind of towards the end of the regular NHL season. I kind of more or less tuned out after All-Star for real life reasons and playing a bunch of games that were not this. Basically all the other games that were not this that had come out in the last year or so. Plus, I don't know, I got salty with how they handled the collectibles. I've never really been, except maybe very early on. Probably it's probably the Halloween Dustin Bufflin curse on my team. Ever since selling him for about as many coins as I have in my bankroll right now, when he was newly released and basically, if not the best, one of the best MSPs at that point in the game. Only like a 90 overall, I think, but super beefy, super on the body, and could very easily fetch you sometimes close to 400k at that time. I looked to sell at a slight discount, so it was probably about looking to sell anywhere from like 320 to maybe 350 at the most, I think. And I didn't do, the thing where you put in the 9s, I don't think. But even if I did, if it was that or the 0s, whichever it was, I missed the 0, or I guess I missed a 9 if I was using 9s. Either way, point being, I sold it for 10 times less than I was going to, and what I was going to sell it for was either going to be one of the lowest in the marketplace at that time, or I don't know, it was either the lowest or one of the lowest. Basically, it was going to be pretty low, and so clearly, when you sell it for 10 times less, it's going to sell pretty fast. I'd kind of like to hope that some trolling spider bot didn't pick it up instantaneously by recognizing the variance in my sale price and what was going in the marketplace. But I don't know. All I know is I got about 30k coins from it and just said fuck it and scorched earth, blew up my team, and that was a tradable card. So I decided that I was new to current gen console. I was new to the PS4. Bought it basically just shy of a week from 1 year ago today, and then bought this game and stupidly bought 18, 17, and 16 for the loyalty. And obviously people should know that, or maybe they don't know, I don't know, but I only got the loyalty from 18 because clearly I bought 17 in September of 2018. I hadn't played a single game, or however long you had to have played by whatever the date was in 2000, I don't know, 17 or 8, no wait, hold on. Yeah, so that one was 2017 that you had to have played by, and 16 was 2016 that you had to have played by. So for everybody that plays every year, it was great, and you got like an extra, I don't know what it was, I think it was like something between an 80 and 85 overall, probably an 85. I got whatever the one for 18 was, and it likely would be something that I wouldn't have sold even by now. I mean, it probably was like an untradeable, but I wouldn't even have put it into a trade-in set, just because it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I've got like a low rated. Do I have the McDavid? I don't know, but I have like a low rated Casey Middlestat, like 80 overall rookie card, I think. But now that I say that, if he's an 80. And if he's an 80 and he wasn't a loaner, I don't know how I've managed to keep him from getting put into the autofill when I do the trade-ins all the time. So maybe I have traded that card in actually. But like the 85, where I chose, I think Mark Messier, and other people I believe chose Lafleur. Do I have that right? I don't know. This is shit from like last September. I'm trying to remember a year ago. I can barely remember fucking dinner last night. So, yeah, I have the Messier, the 85 Messier, and the 85 Gretzky, the hut cover special thing. And then was a cover card. Did he not have a cover special that they gave us? I don't know. If they did, I know I don't have it now. So whatever. But I have the two Legend 85s that you know aren't legends in that version. And actually that 85 Gretzky, at least for me, especially being the only Gretzky that I've ever had on my team, was one that did pretty well for me for probably like 2 months, at least a month and a half of gameplay. But anyway, point being, by the time I fucked up with Bufflin, I just decided to say fuck it and try to turn my entire team for the whole year into untradeable, because I was new to broadcasting. I was doing it over here on this fake channel, not really trying to be too concerned about monetization or growing the channel or anything like that. Just kind of testing out the waters and seeing how it all works. And that was kind of the pledge that I made to the 5 people that tuned in back then, and the, I don't know, I guess like 15 to 20 subs that we had at the time. And I don't know if it was just that or just being able to watch something that doesn't get bleeped when the piece of shit that's talking says the fuck word every kind of like 4th or 5th word. Fuck, you know what I mean? So I don't know, but it things have changed 11 months later. So if there was anything remotely close to a point in there just now, before this, I played what I think is going to be the final offline versus CPU event. That is because it's listed as lasting until essentially NHL 20 comes out. It's like, I think the timeline is like 20 days or so to complete this all. It's nine 3-star challenges like this one. This is the first one, but there's also the daily challenge, and I hope two things. One I think is more likely. The one that's more likely is that I hope that the daily challenge gets updated with a new one either every day or as close to every day as they can bang out, so that at a minimum we should see at least 9 of those daily challenges. More would be better, since it's going to last for 21 days and there's not going to be anything else to play. I guess you could play online. Are people that are good and that stream are still playing online? Because almost every streamer that I know doesn't seem to be playing in the Hut Champ series, or if they are, they're just, I don't know, maybe doing it on the low and not talking about it at all. Certainly not broadcasting it, like literally broadcasting it. So I don't know, but yeah. So I'm hoping that either that happens, and or after this one we get another one, or maybe like towards the end of this one we get another one. Wouldn't be like the hardest thing in the world to manage two separate sets of offline challenges at the same time to close out the season. So I did the first one, earning myself that draft collectible, since it's not all about the Benjamins, it's all about the collectibles until that series in which the collectibles are needed and then the collectibles are worthless. Which reiterates my whole issue with the whole All-Star thing, and the fact that I spent I don't think I finished that train of thought at all, but I spent at least as much, maybe more, than I'm showing in coins in my bankroll right there on an All-Star collectible to complete a set, and to I don't even remember what it was supposed to give you. I think it was supposed to either give you some sort of random All-Star card, or maybe you get to choose. Maybe it was, I don't even know, but whatever it was, I fucked it up. I guess I bought the wrong division or some shit like that, so the one that I had ended up being basically useless, and I was still shy the other one that I needed, and I was out of coins, and I wasn't up for trying to grind back that bankroll that I built up, because again, as I tried to say, basically since trading over the Bambino, the Halloween Bufflin, I've never really had a good amount of coins. I don't think that since very early on, I don't think I've ever had 6 figures in coins. And even when I had that way back when, that would have been from trading legends that I had created off of alumni. So I wasn't even really getting good value off of those. Those were all losses that I was taking because I thought that I was going to try to be able to build up to get either the Mario Lemieux or the Gretzky, and I didn't. I'm halfway there, and I packed a 90 overall alumni Bernie Parent, we'll just say this time, in case everyone's so annoyed with me going with the French version of his last name, which is the correct one in all the previous broadcasts from this past week or two since I pulled that, week and a half I think. And that is the tier 3 card. So that plus the bottom one, the tier 1, the 87, you can turn those two in to get a legend. I literally just looked at that prior to doing all this stuff because one of my daily objectives was complete a set. And I thought, well, what the hell? I picked up a fair amount of gold collectibles recently. Maybe I'll, if it only requires one carbon, I can definitely do it. Went ahead and took a look at it. I did, in fact, have an 87 overall untradeable that was sitting there. So, harkening back to another broadcast from earlier this week, in which I got an 87 untradeable of his, and pointed out how I didn't see any other ones in my collection. Well, I was right. They were chilling over in to create a legend zone or whatever, because there's really no point in me having them out in the collection, because they're never going to play on my team. So it was sitting over there. I went ahead and auto-filled and added the tradable 90 overall, and I had already seen before I hit the autofill, but I just kind of wanted to do it anyways, that it requires 4 carbon collectibles. So I said, okay, let's see how much those go for in the marketplace. Hopefully there's been a precipitous drop, and it can be something that I can actually do. Probably not for the 32K that I've got now, which was I think only 30 at the time. But no, not even close. I probably would struggle to be able to even buy one of them. And yeah, I do have enough gold collectibles to create one. So that would kind of get me 2, and I'd be halfway there. Yeah. And then, yeah, it's just not worth it, because the legend was being sold in that same hour for a max of 45,000 coins. And I would never play with the legend anyways. I would only get the legend to do the trade-in, and the actual 99 that you'd be trading in for was only going for like, I don't know, like 130K, I think. So point being, the entire cost just makes any sort of CBA on that just completely nonsense. So I came back over here, did the first challenge. It was get a shorty. I was trying to do it the way that I described in previous broadcasts. I'm not going to go over that again. Picked it up, grabbed the draft collectible, added that to the list. I got a good amount of them at the moment. I'm going to try to decide what kind of crazy funness that I want to do with those. Especially because, I don't know, fingers crossed, I should get at least one more draft collectible straight up in this challenge process. And then also the still untradeable mini free agency pack in this challenge process could get me another one. So I could end up with 2 more than I already have once I do the 9 that come from here. Now, in any other game, you would like to think, well, there's also a chance to get a gold pack in here, and at least with that one, maybe there'd be a chance to be able to get, those high-end free agency cards and or a collectible, but that ain't how it works. So, point being, I did the first challenge, and in that process, I completed all of the daily objectives and picked up a monthly, added that to the list. So in about a couple more days, I'll have a untradeable premium free agency pack to rip from the monthly collectibles, possibly getting me another draft collectible. Those odds on that are 39%, not the greatest, but better than nothing. So point being, I completed the daily objectives for quote-unquote today. So from 2 p.m. Pacific time, August 23rd, until 2 p.m. Pacific time, August 24th. That day, that server day, is what the daily objectives are for me today. And I completed them, and during finished this, which is why I knew this was going to happen, or just assumed that it would, because why wouldn't it do it again in the next game? Decided to drop on and do a quick broadcast on the off chance that no one is pointing this out. This is the screen that you will see if you even bother to click over to check on objectives and milestones. And if you have the Sawchuck and the Horton, and you're one of like the 5 people that actually got the Owen Nolan as well, then I have no idea what this would show for you. But if you're like most players, you got the Sawchuck and the Horton, but you're nowhere close to getting the Nolan, you should still have that one on the top that shows you. And in fact, if your progression rewards have more than one thing still to do on whichever level you're at, because I think it's typically 4 or 5 things that you got to do in each progression level. I just have the one that I can't get and will never get, which is I've got 12 out of 20 online / competitive season wins. And as you can see right below that, I've got 40 out of 50 for the entire year. And it's a little bit misleading on this screen to suggest that I'm ready to advance to Div 4 or higher in online seasons. In fact, I'm still waiting to get to Div 7, so I am nowhere near being able to complete that, and I'm clearly never going to get whatever the hell it is, like 500 wins, especially since we've got maybe a couple weeks left of a few people still playing this game before NHL20 comes out. But so just so that's clear, the bottom two are part of the milestone legend process for Sawchuk and Horton, so those will always be there for me. And then the one above that, I suppose maybe there'd be a chance that I can eventually get 8 more online wins, even though I usually just quit the games to get the basic rewards that come from them, and I actually forgot to even do round 2 of the competitive season that ended and tabulated last night. I also forgot to do enough games, I'm not sure if I did any, to do the qualifying for this latest round of Hut Champs. So I can play this new competitive season, and then probably have to wait a week for even just round 1's rewards, and then wait another week for maybe round 2 if I'm smart enough to play it, and then the season rewards to go with it. And I can, I guess, do the qualifier for the next round of Hut Champs to try to get that. But either way, in that time frame, it's very unlikely that I'll get eight games won. But if I do, that'll finish, and I'll have the next set of progression rewards. And I don't know, as long as one of them's not like score 500 goals, make 500 hits. If it's take 500 shots on goal, whatever the one offensive one that's ridiculous isn't that ridiculous. I'll look to bang it and the other ones out, but I'm sure they'll still be, if not in the next level, the one after that will come back to forcing you online, and I suck at that, so I won't do that, especially not in the next 2 weeks. And I know the lists are all online that tell you every single thing that you got to do and how ridiculous it is and how much of a time suck and money waste and coin waste that it is to do it, especially considering the outcome that you get for it. But it is what it is. So if you're completely lost as to what the fuck I'm talking about, if you're like, okay, I see there's 3 things here. These are your objective milestones. They're extra rewards. Okay, what is your point? Well, I can't show you right now, but I will try to remind myself. I'm actually super busy in real life tomorrow, but later in the day tomorrow after the reset, should be more free, even though I want to be playing MLB instead. But I will try to come back on and get to the end of the game with objectives and milestones to show this exact page. So in about 20 hours from now, probably, I can maybe do that, and I'll make sure I have at least one more daily objective still left to complete, and it'll have the normal screen here that people might forget if they haven't played in a while, which is the daily objectives for the most part. Over on the left side, it lists 3 objectives / milestones that either haven't been finished or that just completed during the course of the game that just finished. And then the right side shows these things. They kind of take pick'ems for which milestone that haven't been completed yet, and because those are the only 3, the 2 milestones and the progression for Nolan. So it depends on how you look at that. It's either 2 milestones and a progression, or 3 basically milestones, or whatever. Because those are the only ones that I haven't done. Literally everything else is checked off and completed. It's always going to show those for me on any day that I'm starting where I haven't completed the daily objectives yet. It'll show them on the right side, and it'll show the dailies on the left. But when I've completed the dailies, apparently this is a new change. Admittedly, I have not played in, a couple days, so I don't know maybe more than a couple. Even when I did play, I wasn't really super focused on completing dailies. So I don't know for certain that this came with like some sort of small, would-be tuner or update backed into the server reset today. I don't know that for sure, but as of today, it's active. It's active right now. You're looking at it. This is the change. This is new. It's not a big deal. It's also technically not gameplay, so I probably shouldn't have used that terminology in the title. But at the same time, nobody fucking watches these things, so nobody cares. There's no point. It doesn't matter. But it is a change, either way you look at it. And in my opinion, it's related to gameplay at least, because you wouldn't get to this page unless you played and finished a game. So there's that. And now, because I said that I didn't give a shit at all about the bronze pack, and because I not only made you sit through me being AFK for almost two plus full periods, is that challenge 1 that I'm talking about. So let's drop in. We can just do it right from here. Because I made you sit through about two periods or so of me being AFK, and then me jumping into the OT, figuring I might have a good shot at being able to just grab a win, and or go into a shootout and win there. Did neither, clearly, because of whatever the fuck that was from Kuzi. That I've seen usually happen to me, as opposed to me being able to do it to the computer, which is fine. Whatever, computer cheats, we understand. So it didn't matter though, right? Like getting a win versus a CPU, unless that's one of the challenge requirements specifically, doesn't matter. There's like no impact whatsoever. Your overall stats are basically meaningless. They're not even really kept for you. You'd have to kind of go out of your way to even find them if you could. And it's not like getting a goal, assist, or any type of point for any particular player on your team would benefit at all when you're playing offline versus CPU. So being the offline 1P player that I am, I know these things already. So the win is meaningless. I don't really care that I lost the game. I won the battle because I completed the challenge, got all 3 done, and now we need to go and get awesome results from this untradeable bronze pack. And you're like, well, what can we expect? Okay, I'll take you to the store. Let me go over to the 9th best and kind of last pack available in the store. If we were purchasing NHL points, this is basically a 50-cent pack, and I'm not talking about Curtis Jackson. That would be kind of cool. It's not that. It's literally you can get 2 of these for $1. The pack contains 8 items, including 3 player items and a mix of non-player items. How about the probs? How about the drop rates? There you go. 56 plus massive cards, 100% chance. And now, if you want one of those super sweet 68 to 73 overall cards, you get a 71% chance of that. If that's not good enough for you, you want something even better, say like, I don't know, a 74 to 79 gold common would actually probably be like the best thing that you could get out of this pack as far as trade-in. Sorry, not trade-in, but resale value. But I think my mind was onto the next sentence before I was, because these are untradeable. These are just going to be trade-in cards. And you've got a whopping, massive Uncle Milty size proportion, 3.2% chance of any 80 plus. And sure, 80 plus technically covers 80, 81, all the way up to 99. You're not getting a 99 here. You're super lucky if you get an 80. You really are. It's 3.2%. Technically, if you did about 33 to 35, 36 of these packs, you could probably get a gold rare, one gold rare. The odds are telling you if you pull 100 of these, you're gonna get 3 gold rares total out of the. Oh, okay, yeah, there's only 3 play items, so yeah, that's 300 player items. 3 of those 300 player items would be gold rares. So now that we know the sweet odds, let's drop down here and open up this amazing pack. I won't even ruin the surprise for you by pressing X to skip the animation, as I do every time I open any pack that is not a free agency pack, basically. Some golds I might sit through just because you actually can get good cards, and those you don't, but you can. So here technically you sort of can, but you can't, and so you won't, and you don't, and you can't stop. So let's get these going. I will go slow, make the 8 items and the 3 player items be a mystery. That's my nose getting excited about what we're about to see here. Untradeable, silver, common, 62, possibly the highest rated card that we'll get. And if these were tradable, you'd actually probably want the bronze rare, or even one of the 4 or 5 bronze commons that exist in the game. Those would basically go for at least a little bit more in resale value than a silver common, but they're all untradeable, which means you want gold commons or maybe some gold rares, and everything below that is just simply a trade up, trade in to those levels. Sweet healing untradeable, really helpful. Totally need that since my guys never get hurt. Thank you very much for jinxing me into getting the exact same thing. Oh, okay. So we got a silver rare. That's going to do it for our player items. We get one more. We're not going to beat that. We might get another silver rare if we get super lucky. Contract card. Technically better than the healing, even though they're both untradeable, so value doesn't really matter. But yeah, I've still got like 300 or 400 of those that are untradeable. And I've moved all my tradable ones out into the inbox, having sold a good amount of them, and the ones that didn't sell sitting in the inbox ready for me to just try to sell them again. Yeah, that counts as a non-player item. Duplicate, untradeable. I mean, for the love of James Christ, could you guys give us some form of head coach trade-ins? Give us some of these sweet, preferably tradable bronze packs as a trade-in for like 400 head coaches of any type. I'd do it. I have them. They're a fucking waste. They hurt my head to even see. I mean, literally 11 months ago, yeah, I think I did actually play at least one game with his name is Avery James, right? Again, I'm in MLB mode where they like some of the cards put the last name under the whatever, it doesn't matter. I did play one game intentionally, like not as a joke, with him as my head coach, because I hadn't pulled the silver. I'm assuming there is a silver one. I can't remember off the top of my head who it would be. Probably like MacArthur or something like that. So I didn't even have. I don't think at that point I'd even had a silver burner head coach, and I did not have the gold one, which is probably Patterson, I think. So not that it matters, and I don't know if these people are even real people. Really don't. They don't strike me as anybody that I know of. But yeah. So I think I literally played like one game with this. Although I got to be honest, like back in September, that would have been pretty much a huge stretch for me to be able to have this plus 9 player cards. I'm sure getting a boost from a backup bronze rare goalie, adding at least 1 to burner and 2 other things. But still, if you're like, what are you talking about? Well, here's a silver rare goalie, and he's adding 2 as a silver. If this was a gold common or gold rare, not the specials that have come out, it would only have 1 synergy, so it'd either be bruiser or for the boys. It wouldn't be both. So yeah, I played, as I said, 1 game on September 12th with him as my head coach. But as I said that, I'm like, how the hell? I don't think I could have filled up a team with 9 players that all had a burner synergy. So I probably didn't even realize that it wasn't activated, even though I think from day 1 I understood how the synergies worked and how to activate them. So maybe I just put it on there, for shits and giggles. Maybe he was the first coach that I got or something. I have no idea. Anyways, let's find out. What do we need to find out? We got 1 more player card, and let's see, 4, 6, 7. So we got 1 more non-player card, and then a shitty player card, and we're done with this. There's the shitty player card, silver common. Told you. And wow, really? Hey there. What the fuck? I mean, okay, so we did it for the lulz on the streams. That's pretty sweet. But the thing is, it's not my best pull from a bronze pack all year. This gold collectible. I mean, if I had done it back when I was dumb enough to spend $40K on a gold collectible, or maybe it was 50, I don't even fucking remember, so that I could get that sweet upgrade to the Eddie Olczyk alumni card and try to legend him out, or Ty Domi for the 2 weeks when checking mattered, because he is not even his 99. I think he's got some speed, and that's it. He basically is just a fast, mostly rotund, because he's kind of shorter than most body guys are. So he's just basically just an enforcer. He can check supposedly, and is supposed to be getting into more fights and being able to handle himself in them. Kind of an aside, but the point being, gold collectibles, even in an untradeable format, were something that I looked for a lot more. Even 9, 10, but certainly 11 months ago. This still would not qualify, though, as I said, as my best bronze pack pull, untradeable or otherwise. I saw people, and I made fun of them, showcasing on YouTube massive bronze pack pulls. One Jagoff was pretending like he got a base Sidney Crosby in the first week and a half in the game from a bronze pack. He totally didn't. He's just a fucking liar, and nobody pays attention to his channel. So it's just kind of funny. I don't want it to make it seem salty where I'm like, oh, I'm talking on a channel that has literally no subscribers and there's nobody in the room as I'm talking right now, and I'm talking shit about a channel that obviously would have more subscribers, more people in the room on live streams if they ever do them. So it seems like I'm trying to punch up a bit, but I'm not. I'm really not. The person's terrible, and nobody watches their shit because it's so bad. My stuff is the opposite of marketed. It's if I ever do see anything that lists my info, I try to find it and snag it off, or if it's listing something that so and so, I'm not even saying my name, but so and so is live. I'm like, all right, that's the end of that stream. I'm not streaming anymore if that's publicly available at the moment. But yeah, so the whole pack sucks. Clearly, I mean the cards are terrible. Picked up 2 healing cards that I don't need at all on a contract that I basically don't need either. But if I want to play this game 3 years from now, I guess at that point I'd eventually run out of untradeable contract cards, unless they can continue to give you one every 3 every day, every 7 hours and 50 minutes with the daily reward packs. If they're going to continue that, more than a month from now, I don't know. I might just log in for the lulls there, just kind of set alarms if I'm not too busy, which I will be. So set alarms and be busy, and then come back and do a little makeup when I couldn't get on at the exact time, like right now, 2 hours and 50 minutes from now. Just log in, open the pack, go into HUT, click whatever the hell they're showcasing at that point, which I can't imagine what it would be. Open the reward pack, and close the game and don't play. Just do that for like 2 years, just racking up the massive average of probably 300 coins per daily reward pack. I'd eventually be able to buy myself an Avery James in the marketplace. I think. I mean, I'm not, no promises. So yeah, as I said, not my best gold pack pull, untradeable or tradable. I've had a good untradeable one. I've had some solid tradable ones, all of which would have come through stuff. I think I've spent coins on, the number of times I've spent coins on bronze packs I can count on one hand. So, and still have at least one digit left over. So probably 4 at most, I guess is basically what I'm saying there. And most of the time that would have been if I was trying to do a broadcast to showcase when I was going crazy with the Evo packs and stuff like that. And didn't have anything too crazy to be able to show from it. It would have certainly been way better than this. It would have been where back in Evo again is back in the good days of October, November when cards weren't too crazy yet. And so you get you get an 89 primetime rare Philip Forsberg, and it's worth noting. And yeah, I do have that an untradeable format. Pointed that out earlier today. That I got it back then. So anyway, point being, yeah, I think I would do that. And if there was nothing good, I was like, all right, well, I get something else just to see if I can have something worthwhile for the stream. But because I never have any coins, it's like, all right, all I can afford is a bronze pack. I'll open one of those. So those, when I do that, they're in tradable format, and I've had a couple of decent pulls from that. But this gold collectible, it's up there, I mean, it's actually worth more, because this should have a quick sell of 0, right? That's how they all work. So, I mean, I could do this to prove it to you, but the quick sell all obviously is always going to be 0 because these things can't be sold. But I know the prices, so a quick sell contract is 70 or 80. I don't know, because you're better off selling them. You get more than that if you sell them, but it's like 70 or 80. Healing is 50, so that's 100 right there. The head coaches, which is why I hate the untradeable ones, because you can trade in the other ones for 160 or 200. I think it's 200. So I really don't mind getting head coaches as long as I can just immediately get rid of them for coins. And then I honestly can't remember, now that I think about it, what the silver rare or silver common quick sells are. They're not very good either way, but it doesn't matter. So we got a gold collectible. We definitely have enough to do at least one carbon if we wanted to at this point. I don't really want to, but at least there was something good that came from this. I did the broadcast just to show you that they'd made a slight change to the output on the second tab at the end of a game, if and only if you've already completed all of the daily objectives. Again, like I said, if you have completed everything for the, and I have to say completed everything at this point because you could just buy certain things now, and they also came in packs at one point, but if you completed the milestone objectives for Sawchuk and Horton, and you completed the progression, kind of checkpoints for the Owen Nolan. It's technically an alumni, not a legend, but it's it's a 97 and only requires, I think, like three draft collectibles to turn it into a 99 free agency with, same as everybody else, plus 2 to 5 different synergies. And is that is actually a pretty decent card. It's not the greatest, but it's pretty decent. So yeah, if you've done those 3 things, I literally have no idea that screen that I showed you. I have no idea what that would show on your end if you've completed the daily objectives. Because there would be nothing to show. Like, you've got no objectives left to do. You've got no milestones left to do. Somebody get a hold of people who've got 100% completion in the game. Show them just the little clip of this broadcast where I showed that and asked the question. Or fuck it, just tell them that I just want to know in general. Have somebody send me a link or whatever. I'd like to see what it looks like for those people that have completed all the milestones and completed the progression for the Owen Nolan, and then for that day have completed the daily objectives. What does that screen look like for you? And with that, we're going to we're going to piss off. That is it. Gold collectible from a bronze pack. So the key is broadcast to nobody, talk to air, literally, and talk shit about how you're not going to get anything from a pack. Good things will happen. Go back on this channel. I don't. There's not like keywords. I don't think I can give you for you to be able to find. You just find a way to like scroll down by date or whatever, and go back to the first month of my broadcasting, where I joked about being able to pull a base gold rare Sidney Crosby, because it was actually worthwhile at the time, and I did it. I was joking. It's like the 3rd or 4th card in. I had the excitement that normal YouTube broadcasters have when they get amazing pulls. Not because I thought it was an amazing pull. It was pretty good at the time. I knew it would eventually be worthless, which it is. But it was fun to fuck around and pretend like at the beginning, like, oh, I'm gonna get nothing, and then be like, no, we're gonna pull Sid, and we did pull the Sid, and now we got a gold collectible out of a bronze pack. I don't know what else you want, folks. That's it for now. Peace out.